Yo, what's up, guys? So, welcome to another reaction video. In this one, we're watching Tyler Oliviera's video called I Expose New Jersey's Jewish Invasion. Now, this video came with a bunch of controversy. It got Tyler banned from Patreon, and we're just going to react to it. We're going to see what's going on, what happened, why it was so hated. I have nothing against the Jewish people, whether it be the Hasidic Jews, the Hasidim, I don't, whatever the heck they're called, the Hasidic Jews, I don't have any problem with them. I think that Jewish people are typically good people, but we're about to figure out what the heck is going on. Anyway, make sure to like, subscribe if you disagree with anything that I have to say. Make sure to let me know in the comments. I could be wrong. I am more than open to discussion, and just let me know, because honestly, I value having good conversation, whether it be in the comments or in general. Anyway, let's go.
You're not welcome here, and you're not welcome in a lot of other places based on your videos.
You don't own this place. You don't own America.
No, you should move on. Nobody wants you here. Please move out.
Tyler, it seems like you discovered that anti-Semitism is lucrative, huh?
So Pat obviously thought that we should pay for their money, so why don't you move to a different country? So
Why don't you go back to Israel? That would be my question.
I got
Give me
like,
public safety.
I
Yeah.
would say 150 calls about you already.
What are they calling about?
People try to live a quiet life. You two gentlemen, I saw a video of you walking into 136 Hillside. They asked not
Fair
to
enough.
come back. If
Amazing.
you come back,
I'm
it'll be a
trespassing.
trespassing charge.
You say anti-Semitism, I say anti-Goyism.
The Jewish community is extremely racist.
You have a group of people that call themselves God's people. You are a Semite supremacist.
Elon Musk has 12 kids. Why can't I have 12 kids?
He pays for them.
That's what I was gonna say, is Elon Musk at least has the money to pay for all of his stuff. So, I think that people should be able to use the welfare system to have kids. I don't agree with how much people get, especially from like food stamps and such. I think it's too much. Although I do think that there should be non-American people should not be able to access benefits, and you shouldn't be able to access benefits if you're not paying taxes, period. That just should be how it is. Unfortunately, there are ways to get around that. There's ways for non-citizens to get access to certain things, which is kind of crazy. Sorry, I got the hiccups a little bit, but ultimately, I don't think having welfare or anything is a problem. I do think having this kind of reaction when you're like someone being accused of utilizing welfare to the extent where they can have a bunch of kids, that's okay. It's not okay when you turn that into an in-group and an out-group, when you have some kind of segregation and when you take over something entirely. It's not okay. I think that America could be so much more homogenous if people assimilated better, and if you're not willing to assimilate, I don't think you should be in America. And that's just my opinion. Now, people could disagree, or people could think, oh, well, the Jewish people should just go live in Israel because that's Israel and whatever, but ultimately, I think that people should be able to live where they can and where they will and where they want to and where they grew up. I think it's okay to live where you grew up. I do think, though, that people, especially certain communities, are so insular where they don't interact and they don't try to actually put out anything into the world that's positive. I think that those are an issue. But anyway, let's continue watching, because we're not even past the intro yet.
You're arguing that I should pay for your kids.
I'm arguing that the government said.
That's our money. I pay taxes.
Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Should I call the cops on you? Okay, that's it.
We may be in a corrupt hellhole. So what am I being pulled over for?
We got a call. Keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so.
This is Lakewood, New Jersey, home to one of the largest and fastest growing Orthodox Jewish communities in America, having anywhere from 6 to 10 kids per family, causing the community's rapid growth to spill into the neighboring towns of Jackson, Toms River, Brick, and Howell, causing non-Jewish residents to fear that their town will soon be turned into Little Jerusalem, just like Lakewood.
The tactics within this community, I would liken it to organized crime.
You were the vice chairman of the Israel Advisory Committee for Donald Trump in 2016. How did you get a relationship with the White House? Who in the White House?
I think I don't want to say.
Who are we messing with here right now, Chris? Is this video a mistake, man?
I'm going to be honest. The powers out here are pretty immense.
It's not about Jackson. Jackson is a test case. If it isn't squashed soon, is going to take over the entire country.
It's already a problem in all the surrounding towns. You have billionaires from Lakewood being involved, people connected to the President of the United States.
In New Jersey, is there room for a two-state solution?
No, there's clearly not. I think it's going to be a fight.
I ride around Lakewood. There are near Lakewood, outside of Lakewood, and all these towns around Lakewood. There are housing developments where Goyim live. There are no Yidden there yet, but all these housing developments. Someone who they could turn it around. We saw what happened in Lakewood itself. There are.
See, this kind of talking and what these Jews are talking about, I don't think it's okay to have that kind of rhetoric where it's specific people and consider, like, we're all American. If you see yourself as not American and you're Jew first and not America first and not American first, I think that's a problem. And I think that those people should have a higher level of scrutiny on them, and I don't think that the lobbying of certain things should be able to get around that. Now, I do think it's okay for people to be like, I want to live in a group with other people, and I think it's okay for that, but if you are making other people's lives harder because of that, that's a problem. If you bring no benefit, I don't think you should be able to do that, and that's just what I think. I think if you're going to take over an area, you need to provide something to the people. And I guess to some extent what they're doing is they're driving up the housing market, and so when they get out, they're getting more money. But then you're kind of forcing people out of where they grew up. And to some extent that's not chill.
A lot of other opportunities if people want to take that jump and become a shtickle pioneer.
As the Orthodox Jewish community consolidated political power in Lakewood, taking majority control of the township committee.
I don't remember the difference between Orthodox and Hasidic. Ultimately it's just like, I respect people for their religions other than Islam. Again, I've gotten into that before. I've talked about that before. It's just a demonic religion. It's a bad religion that causes so many negative things to happen around the world. And ultimately, I just want people to get along so that we can focus on America, because America could be so much better with the money and the resources that we have access to.
Planning board, zoning board, and school board financially depleting the public school system for non-Jewish kids.
Okay, that's kind of crazy. They're essentially taking money from the non-Jewish kids, like from the public school system, and putting that money into their private school system, which is not okay. I find that to be absurd that people can take over those boards, because those boards should be made up of the people that are there, not necessarily just the people that take it over. That's kind of scummy in my opinion.
Overwhelming local infrastructure and turning a once quiet town into a densely populated, over-trafficked Jewish enclave prioritizing Jews.
What the heck was that? A bus on top of a sideways car. Women drivers, am I right? No, I'm kidding, but what the heck are you doing?
Prioritizing Jews over non-Jews. Before I investigate the Jewish takeover of Lakewood and of the nearby town of Jackson, I first want to visit the town where the blueprint was born, Muncie, New York.
Someone like David Badner saw the opportunity a few years ago. He bought 50 to 100 houses in Muncie. I believe that he single-handedly, in a certain way, turned around Muncie. These are opportunities that come up every once in a while, and someone has to step up to the plate.
Miller News, thanks for meeting up on such short notice, man.
My Muncelandians, we here. We outside. We outside.
When did you notice Muncie begin to form as a Hasidic Jewish enclave?
I would say 20 years ago, I saw the first start of it, and then every year it just started to grow exponentially.
Hey!
Different.
It's me. How are you? Stop what?
They on Tyler. Yo, they on Tyler. Right?
They already know about him from that other video. That's crazy.
But the Jews here were not happy to see me after I asked how they afford 7 to 10 kids on a single income and if they were on welfare in Kiryas Joel. How many kids do most people have out
Sorry about coughing.
here?
17, 18.
How do they afford 17, 18 kids?
They are proud to do what the Torah says, that you need to be multiple and fruitful.
And you know what? That is completely okay. Ultimately, that's fine. I just don't think that if you're going to have that many kids that you should be kicking out other people and damaging the infrastructure for everyone else just to provide for your people. It's not okay to just, you have to actually provide for everyone. And that's kind of, like, if you're using the tax system to benefit just one group, to what extent is that even, like, how is that legal, is my opinion, question, but maybe it gets into it later.
How do you afford to study the Torah, though?
God help me.
Does the American taxpayer help you, too?
Also, yes.
How do people afford to have such big families out here?
It's. I'm not gonna say anything.
Are you Tyler?
I'm Tyler.
Are you trying to do another anti-Semitism video?
It's not anti-Semitic to ask people what's going on and to ask people if they're on welfare. It's not anti-Semitic to question people if they're Jewish. It's not anti-Semitic to go after someone who for doing something bad, even if they're Jewish. See, this is something that I find really infuriating, is that, like, black people have their thing where it's like, well, you're just racist. And then Jews have their, well, it's just anti-Semitism. So it's just a way to invalidate everything that's going on. It's like Islamophobia. Like, okay, Islamophobia is an irrational fear of Islam. I have a very rational fear of Islam. Because they're literal terrorists for the most part. And also, they want everyone who is non-Islamic to either be enslaved, dead, or paying tribute to them to stay alive. Now that's insane to me, and so I would rather just not. And to the same extent, claiming anti-Semitism when you're going after bad practices and negative... It's not going after you for being Jewish. It's going after you for doing something bad and characterizing you as a Jew because that is the way that you personally define yourself primarily as. It's not anti-Semitic to go after a Jew or Jewish people if you're not going after them on the premise of them being Jewish. That's just how that works.
How did I spread anti-Semitism? That's crazy you said that. Life circumstance, different culture. So this is their way of, like, listen, I know you're frustrated about what, some of the things we focused on. Is that kind of what I'm getting at? Sure. So give me some examples of how things were misconstrued. Yeah, what did I get that was wrong?
So it's not necessarily misconstrued. Well, it is misconstrued. There's a lot of it that's, you'll cut a lot of it, cut out different words, make it sound a lot worse than it is. There's a lot of people here that are on welfare. A lot of people are in Section 8. A lot of people that are on a bunch of different WIC, food stamps, stuff like that.
Sure.
That's completely fine. But then when you do the things that are negative about, like, when you defund the public schools and do other things like that, that's not okay. That's the main problem. It's like, it's not that you're doing something that's wrong with having a family and being on food stamps and the welfare system that there is. It's more about the fullest extent of the way that you're negatively affecting other people around you because you only care about your people. And that's why, to an extent, it's not anti-Semitism at all. In fact, most of them are Semitic superiorists. Like, they think that they're better than people that are non-Jewish because they're goyim. And ultimately, to me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. But if someone is willing to discuss that with me, I would love to have a discussion on that, because I'm a little confused with that whole situation. What the heck is going on with that? Because honestly, I think people are a little bit... I just want people to be able to live a good life if they're American and be American about it.
If you go to any low-income communities, you're going to see that. They're all going to be on the different welfares.
Okay, so they were on welfare.
Yeah,
okay.
No bit of denying that.
Okay.
But again, it's the way you say it, it's the way you twist it, the way you...
How did I twist it?
Not twist it, again, twist it's the wrong word.
I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from.
Growing up in an extremely... Dude, go.
Ah, the insufferable hug. See, you say I misrepresent, and then they do that, like, come on.
I'm not saying they're all good people. It's like I said, wherever you go, there's going to be the idiots. There's always going to be the assholes wherever you go.
I totally get it.
I'm glad that this guy seems very rational. I'm very happy about that, because he seems to have a good head on his shoulders.
You talk about the community. It feels like you're trying to create a narrative that you did not find. You found people that are on welfare that have a lot of kids, but your headline did wrote welfare addicted Jews.
What is...
It's okay to be welfare addicted. It's a title and a thumbnail to get clicks because it's for YouTube. That doesn't make it bad. That's not how, like, that's not negative connotations. It's just crazy that people are, like, taking the title and the thumbnail and being like, well, this is awful. But, I don't know, maybe I'm insane.
What's your frustration? I'm curious. Welfare dependent, welfare reliant, welfare addicted, what's the difference? Tell me. They need it to survive, and without it, they die. What is the difference?
It's addictive to bait click. That's an addiction.
That's an addiction?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you addicted to being a victim or what?
No.
The goy...
I think he is. Because he's driving a fairly nice car. He's fairly young. He's probably from a more well-off family. And this is something that I also find among the Jewish community, is they're very insular, which I talked about before, but they're very supportive of each other. And I feel like, to some extent, people are jealous of that because most Americans do not have that kind of larger structure. Now, I'm very privileged to be in the family situation that I'm in, where my family is very supportive, everyone's supportive of everyone else, and we all take care of each other. And ultimately, that's what I think life should be about. Now, the issue that I find about this, and I hope they get into it soon, is the negative things that happen to other people because of what they're doing in this. So, hopefully they get to that soon.
We're grateful someone was finally bringing up their town's issues.
Monserrat, I show you. They take all my money, these people.
You think they take the money?
Of course, man.
Bienvenidos a Monsiland con mi amigo. Alright, see you, bro. How do you like living here as a non-Jew?
So-so. Well, I don't
What do
like
you mean by
the area.
so-so?
Because they're acidics.
Do they treat you as one of them? Like,
No,
are you guys
no.
on the same page?
No. They don't bother me because I don't deal with them.
Okay. Do you think there is large-scale welfare fraud out here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a lot. They get away with everything. They get the Section 8, they get everything. The free housing and, you know.
Do you think most people work out here in the Hasidic community?
No.
No? How do they afford their bills?
I wish I knew. I would do the same thing, too.
And what are your thoughts on the driving out here? I gotta ask you that. It's the most important question.
I don't want to talk about it.
The driving is crazy.
Okay.
You got a stop sign over there, they don't even stop. They just pass, you know. That's why so much traffic and accidents, and it's crazy.
You saw the Curious Joel video. Why was that video good?
That video was good because I've been in East Ramapo for as long as I remember. I also went to Spring Valley High School. I've been in the school system, and we've definitely seen a lot of things, especially since our school board was majority private school owners, you know, mainly Jewish white men, and most of our school was not Jewish. And they had control over our public school system over like the past 10 years, purposely voting no on our school budget vote so that way we would fail. And we lost about 3-2 schools.
Basically, through block voting, Orthodox Jews won enough seats to control the East Ramapo School Board and went on to eliminate hundreds of public school positions like teachers and social workers, while approving millions of taxpayer dollars to be spent on their children's religious private schools, ultimately gutting the public school system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown public school students, while diverting that money to their private religious schools.
That's crazy to me, and I don't think that should be happening, honestly. I find it to be kind of insane that it is. And this stuff just, it needs to be shut down. Like, you can't have, it's like taxation without representation, except for it's like you're not being represented for how the tax money that your school should be able to use. You're just not having that kind of representation, so you can't get anything for the public schools, which is just so stupid. That's crazy. See, that's not okay. Private schools should be funded privately, and if the Jewish people want to, there should be a way that the taxes should go to the public schools, because the public schools are for the public. If you want to be in a private schools should be private and should be funded privately. But then again, I guess colleges get paid by the government and students have to pay for them, so it's just stupid.
It's food that's rotten and it's cold and it hurts our stomach.
I asked you, do not take our music program away. I love playing an instrument. My brother would be crushed.
And the budget cuts were so devastating that in one instance, an elementary school shut down, and the majority Jewish school board then voted to sell it to a Jewish yeshiva for pennies on the dollar.
Bro, what? That's crazy. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end this reaction here. Remember, you can always comment, like, subscribe if you want me to watch the rest of this. There's another hour essentially. Then let me know in the comments, and we might finish the rest of it. But honestly, it seems kind of crazy for a situation. And you know what? I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.